Welcome to Vintage Movie Nights. I'm Joe. That's Ryan. And we are doing another movie draft where we spin a wheel and then we pick the best 5 movies from that draft. Ryan, are you ready for this?
Let's do it. Spin
Perfect.
it.
Let's spin it. Oh boy, it's going to be animation, not Disney. So that means no Pixar, no Disney. We are going to be picking animated movies. I'm excited because I got a little kid at home and I think I can handle this category. Ryan, your kids are a little older. Are you sure you can handle this?
This is going to be an interesting one because when I think people think animation, they think Disney. If you were to rank the top animated films of all time, okay, if you were to rank the top 100 animated films of all time, what percentage, and we're going out of 100, so this is easy to figure out, what percentage would be Disney?
80%. If I had to guess.
I would probably, I was going to say 80 to 85% would be Disney.
If you did 100, there's probably only 20 non-Disney movies. Like, honestly, that are worth anything.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that would be worth putting it in the top. So this is going to be an interesting one because all the I was going to say outside studios, but that's not fair. Like all the other studios that's not Disney, DreamWorks, Illumination, so on and so forth.
I'm excited. I don't want to spin the wheel that gives you the first pick, but we're going to do it again. We're going to pick the stupid Ryan gets to pick first wheel one more time because, why not? Let's just see who gets to go first. I swear if it's Ryan, I'm going to lose my... Come on, get to the blue.
It is going to be Joe. Yeah. All right. You got it. All right.
I pick first. I'm winning this one. All right.
Bet you are.
We are talking about animated, not Disney movies. And I get the first pick. So let's get started. Now, this is a tough category. Not because there's not enough movies, but because there's actually quite a bit of movies that are outside of Disney and Pixar that I really like. I think my movie that I have to go with first is I got to go with Hiccup. I gotta go with The Night Fury. I've got to go with How to Train a Dragon. I think that is one of the most... is a truly special movie. I like the first one, and I'm specifically talking about the first one. That is such a great movie. You've got Hiccup, who doesn't belong, and he learns how to befriend dragons, and then he essentially... captures a Night Fury, which is the most feared dragon of all, where he learns that dragons are more than just beasts that eat and kill, and he becomes friends with it. And the dragon, the way they animate it, just so well done. How to Train a Dragon, #1 pick. Tremendous movie. I love How to Train a Dragon.
Again, Joe is mistitling. It's How to Train Your Dragon. How to Train
that's true.
a Dragon.
All right, How to Train a Dragon. Fine. How to Train Your Dragon. Stupid movie. Anyway, all right, whatever. Next.
He just admitted it was a stupid movie, and he put it at #1. No, that was perhaps on my list. I have a feeling that Joe is going to go with movies like How to Train Your Dragon.
Good ones?
That is a good one.
Yes, you're right. I am going to go with good movies. That you are correct. I am going to choose the best movies that are made.
I feel I have a pretty good list, and admittedly, How to Train Your Dragon was on it. It was not going to be my #1. Because this is a competition here, so I am going to go and take this one because I have a feeling Joe might take it if I don't, and I am going to go with Shrek.
Okay.
From 2000.
Shrek is a really good choice. It was on my list.
Shrek wouldn't normally be my #1, but it's going to be my #1 this time because I want to beat Joe. So
Shrek's a good one. It's a good one.
I'm snatching it because it is a good one. And this spawned a franchise, as did the How to Train Your Dragon movies. Spawned a franchise. The original Shrek with Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy and John Lithgow playing these weird, and Cameron Diaz as this ogre who lives in the swamp. I think Eddie Murphy is the most memorable.
Yep.
Has a donkey.
Well, I mean, Cameron
donkey.
Diaz as Fiona or whatever is not bad.
She's not bad. In this, because it was sort of like we've talked a lot on this channel about parody movies and spoofs. Shrek is kind of a fairy tale spoof in a way, right? Like it makes fun of a lot of fairy tale movies, and so it was just so interesting to see a movie like this kind of make fun of the Disney animated princess. I don't know if they mentioned any of the princesses by name because it's not a Disney movie, so I think there's probably copyright things. But they essentially are making fun of the Prince Charming
He's only
princess
like,
relationship
only
in this
tall.
one. Right,
Lord Farquaad,
Lord
you know,
Farquaad. you know. So I'm gonna take Shrek, and I'm gonna because I had a feeling it would be on your list, so I want to snatch
It's
that
a good one.
up.
It was on my list. It was on my list.
I have a feeling I know what a lot of your list might be. I don't want to jump the gun here, but I was thinking How to Train Your Dragon, and maybe Joe might pick that right off the bat. So I had to go to Shrek and snatch that up. So I'm taking Shrek.
Well, Shrek is a good movie. There's no doubt about it. But when we're talking about movies that spawn a franchise, there's no other movie that you can go to than Despicable Me. I'm having a bad day. Okay. You know, Despicable Me. And when you look at who is in Despicable Me, right? I mean, just the name power alone. Steve Carell, Jason Segel, Russell Brand, Julia Andrews, Will Arnett, Kristen Wiig. I mean...
Yep.
It's a great movie. It's, Despicable Me 1, probably my favorite, which is the one I'm picking, just for clarity. Despicable Me 2 is decent. Right. All the way up to 4 was okay. I feel like it kind of dropped a little into 4, but Despicable Me 1. The little kids, Margot and Edith and Agnes, they're so cute. They do such a great job. Steve Carell as Gru. I mean, I was Gru for Halloween a couple years ago. It is a special movie. Despicable Me. I mean, it's got 4 movies for Despicable Me. It's got the Minions. Illumination is a huge... It is like the movie of Illumination. It is what has created an entire studio. Despicable Me is special. And there's Vector getting stuck on the moon. I mean, and Girl Scout cookies. Like, come on. It's Girl Scout cookie time right now. My daughter's a Girl Scout. I got like 300 boxes of cookies on my kitchen counter right now. Which, if you want to order some, they'll be in the description down below. Just kidding. I'm not going to do that.
Right.
Go ahead. But tell me how Despicable Me is not a number 2 movie.
I like Despicable Me. I don't know if I've seen any of the sequels. I think I've seen the second one. My kids and I watched Despicable Me a lot growing up. Despicable Me is good. And I had a feeling you were going to go down this route, which is why I wanted to snatch up Shrek. But I am going to take some chances with this list, folks. I'm going to take some chances. I'm going to hopefully do with this list what I did with the Ben Stiller thing and choosing Mystery Men, and kind of go off the beaten path to choose some movies that you might not remember, but I know you as the audience have seen them, and they're not Disney. My number 2 pick is going to be The Iron Giant from 1999.
Iron Giant is a good movie.
Yes. About this young boy who befriends this robot from outer space. And there's a lot to like in this movie, but doesn't it all come down to that ending where he's going to sacrifice himself for this nuclear threat that is, going to destroy humanity. And some big names in this too. Jennifer Aniston, who was apparently on a weird list that Joe has about meeting her in real life.
That's also not been shown yet.
It's a little weird.
Yes. She is on my special. She's on my special list.
Wow. Okay.
Look, Jennifer, if you see this, just give me a call. It's all good. We can work on this.
She's going to give you a restraining order, which is Vin Diesel as the robot, as the Iron Giant. This was a movie that kind of came out of nowhere in 1999. It wasn't like a huge success by any means. It kind of came and went, and has kind of like with time, this would be a movie, that we should maybe watch. Does it stand the test of time? I think the answer is yes. Like, this movie has grown over the years to become a fan favorite, I think. And so I'm giving it my number 2. It would have been maybe number 1, but I wanted to snag Shrek because I know you would have
Iron
taken it.
Giant was on my list. Not gonna lie, Iron Giant. It's a phenomenal movie. It's a special movie. I was
really
hoping
is.
to pull it like in the 4 or 5 range, like thinking like it's not a movie people would think about. It's not one of the most common like non-Disney movies, but you're gonna see. I'm gonna pick common Disney movies, guys. All right, I'm trying to get points here. Iron Giant has been seen like by 30% of America, whereas all the movies I'm picking is like 80% of America. So, but look, Iron Giant,
All right.
no slack. It's a great movie. It really is. If you haven't seen Iron Giant, it'll make you cry. It's worth a watch, right? Will it not tear you up?
It is very heartwarming. It feels like a Disney movie and how well it's written and executed, like a Disney, like Pixar, like those moments that those movies.
I'm going to give you some names, and you're going to tell me the movie. We're going to play the game inside the game.
Okay.
And this is my number 3rd pick.
All right.
My number 3rd pick. This is my number 3rd pick, guys. My number 3 pick.
Number 3rd pick.
How
You can't even
about
talk straight.
how about John C. Reilly, Scarlett Johansson, Seth MacFarlane, Matthew McConaughey, Reese Witherspoon, Tori Kelly. I'm still standing. Da, 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 da. Yeah, great movie. Sing by far that could have been number 1 on my list. I picked How to Train Your Dragon thinking that Ryan would take it. I took Despicable Me thinking Ryan might take it, knowing that these are my movies. Sing is look. Sing 2 is a good movie, but Sing 1 is special. And there's some the moment that Johnny plays the piano in his song, in his performance when they're finally on stage, there's just something about that. It's just so special. And then his dad's sitting there like, let me out, and he like breaks out and he like jumps through, and just such a great moment. Scarlett Johansson, right? Who knew that she was what she could do? I mean, as the porcupine. I mean, as Ash. I mean, she was amazing. I mean, all of it was really good, top to bottom. Tremendous movie. Sing is my number 3 peak. Yep, peak. My number 3 pick is Sing.
I think Joe is saying that he's peaked on his list.
No.
It's all downhill.
Oh no! I've got at least 3 more really good.
I
ones.
like Sing. Sing was good. Sing was one of those movies where my youngest kid watched it over and over and over again. That was like at that age where
Riley
kids do
too,
that, where they watch things over and over again. It's a fun movie. Great soundtrack, obviously,
absolutely.
naturally. I'll give this about Sing. I can identify as an indie filmmaker with Mr. Moon in the movie.
Mr. Moon.
This running a theater. It's not going so well. He's got to do what he can to get by. I'm an indie filmmaker. He's an indie stage playmaker in a sense, right? Like he's got to do what he can to keep the show going. My favorite part of that entire movie is like midway through as they're kind of getting ready, and he's up on the top of the building with the little girl elephant who's having who wants to sing. Mr. Moon, is this legal? I don't know, but if you keep asking questions, we'll never get this done.
Look, we've all been like, shh. It's a true story. That's a true story. We've been out in parking lots filming movies or filming our stuff, and we're like, we shouldn't be here. But look, just don't stop. Just don't ask questions. The longer we talk about it, the less likely this gets done. Like, I'll never forget. We're like in a parking lot, and I'm like, look, guys, if the cops come, you just run. Just run. We're not supposed to be here. We're just doing the best we can to film this little indie thing, and if it gets done, phenomenal. If not, we'll come back tomorrow night when they don't expect us. But hey, here's the crazy part. The cops never showed up. They never show up. We never do.
No,
not where
did.
we film anyway.
Sing's an okay pick.
Not
like,
okay.
I mean, I
It's
got
a
tired of
great
that movie
pick.
after
Come
a while.
on. Okay pick.
I can't diss it because I feel like Mr. Moon is like my spirit animal. Like,
right.
I identify with that guy,
Legit.
dude. Like, I feel you, man. I feel you.
Wakes up in his own office, gets out of bed. He's like, "Let's go." I mean, we're gonna. I love when he's like, I don't remember the numbers. Like, we're gonna $1,000. He pulls off his watch and he puts it in the chest. It's like $1,000.
Yep.
Been there, done that. Yep, for sure. Mr. Moon, you gotta love Mr. And Mr. Moon is Buster Moon is Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I started out like Joe, Shrek. That is, the kind of movies that he's picking. And then I did Iron Giant, which
good movie.
Apparently was on his list. So that's good. And I'm going to keep kind of going down that path of more traditional animation. And I'm going to go with one. I'm curious if Joe remembers this movie. I'm sure he does. But if he thought to put it on his list, because this is childhood nostalgia, folks. For anyone who's me and Joe's age, people of 40-ish, born in the 80s, I am gonna go with The Land Before Time.
Oh man, it was not on my list. That's a good one.
Land Before Time, which was Don Bluth Productions, who had a string of movies that, another one might pop up on my list. Littlefoot and his friends traveling to the Great Valley, and the extinction of the dinosaurs, and having to outwit Sharptooth the Tyrannosaurus, and carrying along his tree star, and the 90s generation, which we were part of that too, had the death of Mufasa. But I remember the death of Littlefoot's mother, saving him from Sharptooth, and she Sharptooth beats her ass. I mean, can we talk about violence in film? Littlefoot's mom gets her ass beat by Sharptooth. It's terrifying when you watch that shit when you're 5 years old. He just pounds her and then walks off like it's nothing. And get up, Mom, we got to go to the Great Valley. And she's like, no, she dies. That's heartbreaking. But Littlefoot gets his revenge because they drop a boulder on Sharptooth and drown his ass in the lake. I mean, this is like, I look at this as an adult, this shit is like fucking Macbeth, like with the Shakespearean tragedy of the mom dying and then he's going to get revenge and everything. It's a Shakespeare tragedy is what this is. And then they find their way, and Ducky, the little dinosaur, and Petrie, the bird, the pterodactyl who can't fly. You're a flyer, not a faller. No, I climb the trees. I love The Land Before Time. It's the first movie that I can remember seeing in a theater. It came out in 1988, so I would have been 5. I can remember sitting there with popcorn and a drink, watching The Land Before Time. So I'm giving it a spot on my list.
It deserves a spot. It's a
and
good movie.
It
deserves a spot. You left me no choice, but to just beat you even more, your list is kind of meh. My list is kind of great, and I'm
okay.
Look, Jack Black, Angelina Jolie, Dustin Hoffman, Jackie Chan, Seth Rogen, Lucy Liu. I mean, the list goes on and on. How could you not have Kung Fu Panda on your list?
Okay.
It's a great... Look, first off, all 4 of them are... I haven't seen the 4th one. All the 3 I've seen, tremendous. But the first one, very, very special, right? I mean... Kung Fu Panda, it's so good. That's such a good movie. And all of them. And then you got James Hong as Mr. Ping. I mean, the list goes on. And Oogway, I mean, you have, I don't know who that is, but you have a lot of really great, I know who Oogway is. I don't know who the actor was. But yes, I mean, such a great cast, such a great movie. I mean, here's a guy, big, fat, fluffy dude like myself, who wants so bad to do Kung Fu, man. It's Kung Fu. And ends up being the chosen one. And what's the scroll show? Just a picture of himself. Because all you got to do is believe in yourself. The story is great. The animation is great. The fight scenes are great. Kung Fu Panda in the 4th round? Are you kidding me? I'm winning. I'm hands down winning this. Kung Fu Panda... You can choose whichever one you want, but I chose number 1. Kung Fu Panda, phenomenal movie. Just in line with what you probably anticipated, right? But Kung Fu Panda, so good.
Kung Fu Panda is a fun movie.
It's a very fun movie.
I had a pick that I was looking up.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something from 1927. Just kidding.
The 1927. No, I had to take a movie off my list because I realized that it is technically a Disney film.
Which movie? Because I had to do that the same thing. Which one did you take?
I had The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay,
Nightmare Before Christmas.
I had, and I think is Horton Hears a Who. It's 20th Century Fox, which is owned by Disney, so it's technically a Disney movie.
Well, yeah. So The Nightmare Before Christmas was released originally as a Touchstone Pictures movie.
Yep.
But I didn't realize at the time Disney owned Touchstone is such an old production company. But I should have realized it sooner because Disney decks their park out as Nightmare Before Christmas. And so I had, because that would have been a good pick, but I'm like, that is technically Disney. So I wanted to bring in another type of animation, with this. But which I am going to do, but not now, because I got to do some rearranging here, because I was looking that up. It just dawned on me, wait, we went to Disneyland at Christmas one time, and they had a Jack Skellington Santa Claus. I might have to, before we air this, and people are like,
that can't be Disney. How dare you?
So my next pick is going to be a more modern movie that is sort of in line with what you're doing, but I'm still, I don't know, I'm feeling it. I'm going off the beaten path here, and I'm going to go with, from 2005, I'm going to go with Corpse Bride.
Oh, I did not see that. I've heard good things about it, but I did not see that.
So Corpse Bride is from Tim Burton, reteaming in with Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter as the Corpse Bride. And this is like a nightmarish tale told in true Tim Burton fashion about a dweeby kind of guy who accidentally proposes to a corpse that brings her back to life, and she takes him to the underworld, hell, as it were.
As it were.
And it's filled with these
as
wacky
one does,
songs.
you just take him to hell.
As one does, Corpse Bride is a fun movie. It's classic Tim Burton. This is, again, a more recent movie that's now 21 years old.
It's a more recent movie that's 21 years old. Yep, that sounds about right.
Well, look, replace Nightmare Before Christmas with this
As
movie.
You do.
Well, because they're both Tim Burton, so I really like Corpse Bride. This is kind of or was, my kids are older now, this was a Halloween staple because it is kind of appropriate for kids. It's a PG movie. They can watch it. I'm a big fan of Corpse Bride, so I'm giving it a spot.
Well, it's a good pick. I've not seen it, so I could care less about it. Okay, so I've got 5 movies written on my sheet here, and I have to pick one of them.
Ooh.
I'm going to come back after Ryan does his and tell you which ones I did not pick, because I want to do that, and I can do that because I'm editing this, so I can tell you exactly what we're getting. Okay. I think
I'm just so and Joe gets to go first, but just so I can say I'm down to 2.
Okay.
I'm down to 1. I'm pretty sure based on Joe's list he's not gonna have thought of. The other might be on Joe's list. So I'm curious to see if the one on my list is one of the ones Joe's thinking of, and if he might pick it.
I think I know which one I want to go with, and maybe this isn't the best, but yeah, I'm gonna go with it. Dunna dunna dunna.
Okay.
Dunna dunna dunna. Dunna dunna dunna. Dunna dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Super Mario Brothers. I mean, come on, that's a great movie. Super Mario Brothers is phenomenal movie. New era, new animation. 2 brothers, 2 plumbers just trying to make it in today's world. but yet they get sucked into some weird dream pipe and end up on the other side and having to deal with toadstools and a princess. Super Mario Brothers. Look, if you don't feel the nostalgia watching that movie, then you've never played Super Mario Brothers, I guess, from 1984, because like, hello, it's tremendous. But Super Mario Brothers, great movie. I thought it had a great story. It was it's special, just all around great movie. I look forward to telling you the other 4 that didn't make my list, but Super Mario Brothers is going to be my number 5 pick to bring home the best 5 I could bring home.
Okay. I did enjoy Super Mario
Brothers. It was
a great movie. I'm going to keep it real, folks, and I'm going to keep going old school.
Come on.
I'm keeping it real, man. I'm going to go, this is another Don Bluth film.
Okay.
For those of you who know Don Bluth Studios, very big in the 80s. In a decade where Disney was declining, right? If we were to go and rank tradition, I'm not talking about the new computer animated, the tradition, as he yawns, the traditional Disney animated movies, the 80s was not so good. And I think it was because Don Bluth Studios was making these great movies. I'm going to go, my number 5 pick, with An American Tail.
Ah, yes.
With the story of Fievel, the little mouse.
Fievel, yep, the little
comes
mouse.
to America, yes, the little mouse who gets lost and separated from his family. Another movie that I remember seeing in the theaters. This movie shook me in different, because it's very scary, where the cats destroy the homes at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, it's very terrifying. But I don't know. It stuck with me over the years. They ended up doing a sequel, Fievel Goes West. Which was also a good one. That was a
very good one.
That was a good one too. But I'm sticking with the original. This was also a musical. Somewhere Out There. Does everyone remember the song "Somewhere Out There Beneath the Big Sky"? That's a touching song. I just feel that, I wanted to mix my list up a little instead of going with the obvious choices that Joe picked, which we can get to about in our closing debates, and we can trash each other.
We can, for sure. No, American Tail.
But what are your other picks? What are your other picks?
American Tail was good. So what I left on my list is Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. That's a pretty decent movie. Not quite good enough to break the 5, but it's a good one. The Lorax, which is a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, you should. Secret Life of Pets. It's a hilarious movie. That's a good one. And then most recently, K-Pop Demon Hunters. I really thought about putting that on my list because it is tremendous. I've having a 7-year-old daughter. We have watched it a significant amount of times in my household in the last 8 months, probably in the 100 times. Those were some of the ones I left behind. I mean, at the end of the day, those are all good movies, but they just didn't quite have the mustard to get to the top,
Right.
What'd you leave behind? Didn't you say you had 2?
One was Ice Age.
Oh, I didn't even think about Ice Age. Oh my God, I didn't even see that in my research. Ice Age.
The first Ice Age. I know they did a bunch of
Ice
sequels.
Ice is great. Madagascar would have been on that list.
Was a very charming movie. And then another one, which I think we might get some comments about, was the Into the Spider-Verse series that they've been doing.
I'm so over superheroes, man.
Well, I didn't see the second 2, but I did see that first one. My kids, when the first one came out, were still into the superhero movies at the time. We still kind of watch them here and there, but not like we used to. So I thought about putting that Into the Spider-Verse. I feel like we're going to get some comments on that now that we bring it up, because those are really renowned movies.
Yeah.
But I was expecting, Ice Age might show up on Joe's list, and I like Ice Age.
Ice Age should. I honestly forgot about Ice Age. Ice Age should have been on my list. That's a great. Well, here's another one. Croods.
Yeah. I don't think I ever saw Croods.
You never saw the Croods with Nicolas Cage and oh my dude, Ryan Reynolds is in the second one. Look.
Oh my!
Now I'm mad that I didn't put the Croods on my list. but they probably wouldn't have broken this. That would have been number 6 for me. The Croods would have been number 6. You should absolutely make sure you take the time to watch the Croods. It's a really good movie.
Okay.
Really good movie.
Now, what about, because I knew you would lean into the more recent computer
it's more my
animated.
world,
What about Rio?
Rio's good.
Rio?
Yeah. Jade, Riley and I have watched Rio both 1 and 2. They're good. They're okay. Rio. No, they're both good. I think those are okay movies. I mean, not great, not terrible by any means. They're not bad at any level. They're good movies. How about Angry Birds? Did you watch that one?
I did not watch that one.
Yeah, it wasn't that great, but it wasn't terrible either.
Did you watch, one that, because I was like, okay, I got to include a few computer animated. Yeah. And I was seeing, first of all, who picks for. If I would have won the wheel spin, I would have picked How to Train Your Dragon. I think that's the best of the new
one of my favorite,
computer.
absolute favorites.
I think Shrek is a close second.
Right there. Shrek would have been a good one.
What about Megamind? Do you remember Megamind?
Yes,
with Will Ferrell.
Yes, I actually really like Megamind. I think that's a really great. It's a great one.
I thought about that, and then what about what was popular was Happy Feet.
Happy Feet was a really good one with the penguins and they're dancing and they're all very very good. But guys, at the end of the day, we picked the 5 that we picked. So
one more,
yeah, please.
That was left out. Hotel Transylvania.
Oh, that's with Adam Sandler. That's another good one. Yeah. Honestly, there's actually quite a few. We talked about kind of going into this, how many movies outside of Disney Pixar are there? There's actually really good movies. Maybe even some of these that I would pick above Disney Pixar. I mean, honestly, there's some really good movies.
Another movie that I forgot about was Rango. Rango with Johnny Depp as the little lizard. That was a good one.
It's time for our closing arguments. So, Ryan, why don't you go first this time? Since I picked first, you go first. Tell us why your 5 picks are somehow better than mine.
It's all obvious with this guy. He has no depth. And I included more. Okay, so he's got nothing but computer animation. All right, I have a computer animated movie with Shrek, one of the best, right? I've got traditional animation, and I've got stop motion. I have a wide range of different animated movies that you can choose from. So don't you want the classier pick? Maybe you don't. I don't know. Maybe that's a stupid thing to say because, Joe's picks aren't all that bad. No, you know what? They are bad. This guy sucks. What the fuck is he thinking with these picks? Sing. So you can put a good soundtrack together and get a bunch of little animals to sing the songs. Just buy the soundtrack. That's basically like watching the movie. That's my closing argument.
Okay, well, look, how something is animated does not matter whether it's good or not. And while Ryan did have some classic films from time of old, like he has his nostalgia from stuff when he was 7, I picked movies that would really impact people. How to Train a Dragon. I mean, the greatest of all the non-Disney movies there is, right? I mean,
he doesn't even know the title.
How to Train Your Dragon. Who cares? We all know we're talking about Hiccup and Toothless, all right? Despicable Me. I mean, 4 movies later, Pharrell. I mean, are we really going there? I mean, it's such a great movie. Sing. He wants to make fun of. Sing is one of the greatest animated. I mean, honestly, has anybody ever watched Sing and not just been smiling and happy the entire time? Kung Fu Panda, a fat man who makes his way to the top. Could you not relate to that? And then, of course, there's the nostalgia. And I'm going to close my book and put it aside. The nostalgia. The da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I mean, Super Mario. Look, it's not about how something is animated. It's about how it makes you feel. And my 5 movies make you feel something. His movies make you feel old. My movies make you feel current and alive. So, at the end of the day, guys, you have to pick where you feel your heart is. Is it with The Iron Giant, which was, by the way, a good movie. I don't want to discredit it. Or some dinosaurs that existed 25 years ago.
Littlefoot's
Or,
mom.
or
Littlefoot's
Corpse
mom,
Bride,
folks.
which
Littlefoot's
barely
mom.
even hit the radar? Or is it about dragons and minions and animals that create great shows and pandas that fight? And of course, the plumbers that are brothers. I mean, let's be honest. All right? But with that, guys, those are our closing our arguments. I appreciate you coming along. I know Ryan does too. If you're new here and you haven't done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Tell us below why my picks are so much better than his, or why his picks are so much better than mine. We want to hear both sides of the argument, and we really do appreciate it. And if you do subscribe, what we're going to be doing is more of this. Blind movie rankings. We have a lot of things coming. We were very excited for what we're going to do with this channel this year. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Come along for the journey, and we're going to have a lot of fun. And until next time, cheers.
Cheers.